Hello and welcome, Lynx here. We are playing Sakura Isekai Adventure 3. And we are with Lilia, the maid of the Demon Queen, who helps us getting closer to the castle of the Demon Queen. Let's see how that goes.
Alright, we should be almost there. We just need to crest the hill and then... Oh my.
That's nice castle.
Wow, it's Yuri's big, huh?
Not bad, not bad. Not terrible. And I'm allowed to say that. Listen. I'm from the country that has the most castles in the world. We know our castles. This is pretty nice.
How ostentatious. Does any one woman really need to reside in a home that's needlessly large? Ta-da!
Lilia speaks in a voice so deadpan it's almost comedic, as she raises one arm, directing us to look at the vast, hulking structure before us. Not that we really need any invitation to stare at this. We're just staring already. Mina's being a little less obvious about it than myself and Scarlet, maybe because she's trying to maintain a degree of composure. But Scarlet's eyes are practically bulging out of her head. I can imagine I look much more composed. I thought when I heard about the Demon Queen's citadel that it'd be an imposing structure, all tall turrets and our gargoyles. Please don't do that to yourself. This is like a French thing. French has no idea about castles at all, by the way. Have no idea. Like a medieval castle, and it certainly is that. But by the same token, it's even more. The Demon Queen's abode is so hulking, it practically seems to blot out the moonlight. For as one would expect in any demonic stronghold, it's perpetually dark around here. The turrets stop in the skyline like needles, almost as if they mean to lacerate the moon. The numerous windows set into these turrets, meanwhile, look like dozens of pairs of blankly staring eyes. I don't think I would be able to live in a castle for... Maybe, I don't know, if the castle... I feel like the only option would be if the castle was sort of divided into apartments for people. Does it make sense? I think it does. So basically give me like, I don't know, one section of the castle where I basically can have entire apartment, right? And that I'd be fine with. But the entirety of it to just me, that would be kind of crazy. Still, I'm kind of curious to see if there are any castles for sale right now. Should I check? I should totally check, shouldn't I? I should absolutely check. Castle for sale. Would you look at that? Alright, there is something for 7.6 million. Which is freaking crazy. Okay, that's not a castle. That's not a castle. Goddamn liars. Okay, so sadly, the websites that like offer estates have no clue what a castle is. Because a lot of stuff is a lot of this stuff, and by that I mean, okay, this one maybe, but most of the stuff they put on the website is basically, at least in the past, some very fancy mansions. And it's not like proper castle. Oh, this one is still for, we are talking like ridiculous prices, I guess. Everything is in millions. Jesus. Oh, this one is for 200,000. What the hell? But it's an absolute mess. Gee. Dude. If I had money, I would totally want to renovate this stuff. But I obviously don't have such a such a possibility, and so on. Anyway, there is quite a lot of folks swirling around on our ankles, despite Lilia's attempts to keep it at bay, which further adds to the gothic ambience of the whole place. I feel like a heroine from a 19th century novel, one who stumbled upon some European abode of ill repute. This looks like exactly the sort of place you'd expect to find a vampire, or a mad scientist in, or maybe even a monster. The cold is so intense it seems to sink into my skin. I'm shivering from my tip to my toe, and the sight of our destination, now so close, does little to reassure me. If the Demon Queen lives in a home like this, it seems unthinkable that we'll be able to break into it. It must be surrounded with magical protections, and that's before factoring in how thick the stone walls must be and how far from civilization it is. Even if we did manage to rescue Luna, we'd only have the trees to run to, and they are so densely packed, I'm afraid we'd be caught in seconds. This doesn't bode well at all. I have all sorts of misgivings, but Lilia, sensing some of them, frowns.
I know it might look ominous, but you'll be quite safe, I assure you. I'll guide you into the castle, and I will show you to where the priestess is being held. You can trust me. Yes, ma'am. I read you. Good. And you, Mina, do you promise not to spare Luna too many words? Well.
Mina frowns. She's the only member of our party who looks caught out by this. I thought that Mina would be the very first to reassure Lilia that she, of course, means to be as responsible as possible. But the prospect of seeing Luna again must have ignited some sort of flame inside of her, because she looks uncharacteristically antsy. She looks down at her feet, biting her lower lip. Then quietly she says,
I cannot promise that I will not speak to her. I've been parted from her for quite some time, and I miss her dreadfully. It is only natural that I will wish to ask after her. But understand this is a delicate mission. I do not want to come to blows with your mistress, so I'll try to be quick. You have my word as a mage. Good, I hold you to that. And remember, if anything does go wrong, I won't take any responsibility for it. From this point onwards, whatever happens is in your hands. Now follow me. I believe Luna should be in the throne room. She often spends her time here when milady is gone, awaiting her return. Why is that? I beg your pardon. Why does Luna wait for the Demon Queen? You're almost making herself like a love-lorn wife while waiting for her partner to come back from the wars.
'Cause she kinda is.
Oh, cannot say. I have known Luna for long enough. I suppose that is simply how she is. She seems to worry about everybody. Yeah, that does tally with what I know. Luna has always been very conscientious, even against those that mean her harm. To think that she would feel so strongly about the demon, however.
Mina grits her teeth together.
To think that the very same demon would take advantage of her sweet nature. I will never forgive her.
Yes, you will.
That's the spirit! Now let us go!
Lilia turns on her heels, her dress fluttering, and beckons us to follow. She pushes open doors which beat entrance to the Demon Queen's gothic fortress, and then...
Luna!
Mina gasps. I've scarcely had any time to take in my newfound surroundings. The high ceiling, the large windows, the plush throne set up on a plinth, when Mina dashed forwards, her ears and her tail twitching. Lilia wasn't leading us astray after all. She is waiting here, the missing priestess that we've all been searching so hard to locate. She was perched up on the throne on the plinth, clad in white, her eyelids shut in what appeared to be slumber. Her head snaps up for as Mina approaches, her soul tooting against the marble floor.
Luna, I can hardly believe it really is you.
Mina?
Luna stands, her dress swishing about her thighs, her expression questioning.
Ooh! Reunited at last? So squishy.
As Mina pulls Luna into a tight, possessive embrace. I guess Mina really must have missed her. Also, look at that thigh, man. Oof. Mina is best girl, man, in this game. Not that this is a surprise, I already knew how much Mina valued Luna. Still, the whole sight makes me feel
anxious, kind of jealous, okay? Kind of jealous, huh?
Strangely jealous. I know that Mina has known Luna longer than she's known me, but all the time, part of me wishes Mina would embrace me like that with such a needy desperation.
I missed you, Luna. I missed you so much. Mina.
Luna smiles in return, her eyes half-lidded, somnolent and sleepy. She rubs Mina's back soothingly, her slender fingers splayed, and says,
I missed you too. I was wondering how you're doing the last few months while I have been staying with the Demon Queen. Staying with?
Mina's brow furrows.
What do you mean staying with? You're hardly staying with her. You were kidnapped by her. Oh, yeah. I suppose it would seem that way. It does not just seem that way, it is that way! That is why I have been trying to rescue you alongside Scarlet and But never mind that. Oh, Luna.
Mina gives the absent priestess another hug, her arms twinned about her tightly.
I have missed you, you have no idea how worried I was. I think I have a bit of an idea. How tightly you're hugging me, you're not being exactly subtle. Oh, my apologies, I'm not burning you, am I? Well, you could squeeze me a little less. But I'm quite alright. As you should be able to see, you don't need to fuss about me. Actually, I was rather more worried about you. Where?
Luna nods, her expression mischievous, her eyes sparkling.
I know how single-minded you can be, Mina. When you have the task to attend, you can be awfully determined, often to the detriment of your own health. I've seen how you get when you're working on new spells, or when you're studying some interesting magical theories. You get utterly absorbed in your studies, you have a bad habit of skipping meals, and you sometimes forget to sleep for days on end.
Damn.
I hope you've not been pushing yourself that hard while you've been trying to rescue me. You have been remembering to eat your vegetables, haven't you? Well... Oh, and I do hope you've not been drinking too much coffee. I know it's good for waking you up, and it can give you a much-needed boost of energy, but too much of it is bad for heart. And I think that it's bad for your teeth too.
I mean, technically so is tea. If you think about it, teeth kind of suck. They are hard to break and so on, so tough. But then you get some food and... oh no! So annoying. Anyway.
I really want them getting stained. Oh! Does Mina have a caffeine addiction?
Yeah, but we knew about that.
She used to when she served me in the temple, it was quite shocking. The other mages drank coffee themselves to some degree. It can be stimulating for magic users, but even they were appalled by quite how much of the stuff Mina could down. She was drinking at least 4 pots a day.
Pots? Scarlet gaps. Then she snickers.
And you always try and lecture me, us about our eating habits, Mina. You're something else. If it does seem quite excessive, yeah. I work in office, but I don't remember drinking quite that much coffee myself. I'm surprised you haven't had any health scars.
Well, I don't drink coffee at all, so... But then again, I mean, I do drink energy drinks, but it's like once in a while. I don't know what I would average, like... Maybe one a week? Maybe even less, to be honest. One every 2 weeks. Maybe. Yeah.
Me too. You have such a pretty smile, Mina. It would be a shame if you spoiled it, even if you don't smile all that often. I would thought you should do that more. You're too cute to waste your good looks being all sullen. Well, Oh, another thing, you have been getting 8 hours of sleep every night, haven't you? If there is one thing I really care about, it's getting an adequate amount of sleep. 8 hours is essential.
Alright, that's something I definitely do not fall into. I wish I could get 8 hours a day. It's not my fault that the world is designed in a way that it's not possible.
You just might think that you can do with 5 or 6. But that's a folly. You need to rest much more than that. I know that. I'm well aware. You don't need to lecture me like this, Luna. You are not my mother. I am not, no. But I'm your friend and I do care about you a lot. As your friend, I know what you are like very well. I know you are not necessarily the most trustworthy of people. And what do you mean by that, huh? What I said. You might care about other people a good deal. You have sacrificed quite a lot to come and find me. But I don't think you care about yourself nearly enough. You need somebody to make you toe the line, or you will push yourself to the brink of exhaustion. As your dearest friend, I don't want it happening. I care about you too much. Luna, please!
Mina's face, which was already red, turns even redder.
You're going to show me up in front of Scarlet and Aki. They will start to judge me. I do not want them to think I'm a useless failure of a cat girl who cannot look after myself. Oh, Mina, it's too late for that. I'm already judging you, isn't it right, Aki?
No, Scarlet. Everyone judges you. No, that's a bit harsh. Go freak yourself, Scarlet.
Judging might be a bit of a harsh word.
Scarlet judging? Yes. Mina judging? No.
But my opinion of you as a sensible, hardworking woman has taken a bit of a battering. I had no idea you were quite this helpless.
Mina takes a step away from Luna, as if short. She places her hand against her chest, her expression quivering, and says,
That was pretty harsh.
Then her lower lip trembles.
I cannot believe you, Luna. I have come all of this way to rescue you, and you are going out of your way to humiliate me. Humiliate you? I would never.
She does that. She does that.
I'm only expressing my concern to you as a friend because I care for you.
Please, don't do that.
I worry about you, Mina. Yeah. That's very sweet of you, but you do not need to. I'm perfectly self-sufficient. Are you sure? You were not when you served me. You got so caught up in your little own world and your own fancies. I always wondered how you would survive in the real world. Somehow that feels kind of hypocritical coming from one who has spent all of her life inside a temple!
Are they going to fight?
I might have been a bit of a hopeless case when I served you, I'll admit, but I have come on in leaps and bounds then. Rescuing you has made me much more responsible.
Plot twist for Mina and the girls, I guess. This is not really rescuing anyone. Anyway.
Do you know that I'm the leader of this party? You would not have come here if it were it not for me. Oh.
Luna gasped and clasps.
Oh, that is very impressive.
Is it?
I can tell you've been giving this your all, Mina. So for that you deserve a pat on the head.
Luna approaches Mina, then reaches up. She rests the palm of her hand atop Mina's head and, giving her dark hair a ruffle, she says,
There, you've worked so hard. You're such a good girl. I'm very proud of you, Mina.
That must be embarrassing as heck.
Oi!
Another blush rises to Mina's face, as red as a hawthorn berry, as she examines Luna.
You're treating me like a little kid again. Am I? Yeah, what do you think you're doing? Patting me like that. It is all a bit infantilizing. Oh dear, my apologies. I didn't mean for it to be so.
Luna frowns while retracting her hand.
I was just trying to congratulate you on a job well done. It is very impressive that you were able to come all of the way out here. I know the breaking into Fiore's citadel must have required some cunning. You've worked so hard I thought you would appreciate a reward. And you never used to mind it when I patted your head in the past. In fact, you used to beg for it. Luna!
Mina's face, which was already flushed, turns positively peony. Her cheeks look so flushed you could probably fry an egg on them. Scarlet, meanwhile, who was already snickering, now doubles up into peals of laughter, her arms curled around her stomach.
Oh my gosh, this is simply too good! Who'd have known that the serious no-nonsense Mina loves having her head patted like a common kitty cat? That's so funny! It really is not that funny. No, it is, believe me, it's hilarious! I know if I'll ever be to look at you the same way again. Maybe I should buy some toys for you to play with, like a mouse on a string. Would you like that, Mina? Of course not. I'm a cat woman. Thank you very much. Not a cat. Not the woman part, please. Not the woman part, please. It's very important.
Yeah. Because... I mean, she's mostly woman if you think about it.
I'm much too mature to find any pleasure in chasing about mice on strings. Yeah, that is true. You never really liked that. But you did enjoy when I stroked you behind your ears and I clipped your nails. You were always so cute and clingy then. Clip your nails? Why would you clip nails for someone else? What?
That's a terrible laughter. Scarlet positively explodes into peals of laughter and tease reveal. Doubled up, tears bedding in her eyes.
Oh my gosh! That's simply too good! I really am thinking and you lied, Mina! I had no idea it could be so funny! Oh, whatever.
Mina turns her back on us, her arms folded.
You are all being ridiculous, and we are getting sidetracked too. We came here, Luna, so that we could rescue you from the Demon Queen, you see?
Mina begins, but she's unable to finish her statement. Luna chooses this moment to yawn, pressing one hand against her mouth.
Ah!
I can see tears begin to head in her eyes. Of exhaustion, maybe? I wonder if she's tired because she used too much mana to speak to me in my dreams last night. And for some reason you still haven't mentioned that. I'm not really sure how it works, but I can't help but feel a little responsible for her very state. Yeah? Not that I asked Luna to communicate with me, of course. She decided that of her own volition. Uh-oh. Something is about to happen.
My apologies, Mina, but our reunion has left me feeling a touch sleepy. I do enjoy talking to you and teasing you. So admit you are doing it on purpose, huh? But my energy is limited. Now I fear I expanded a little too much of it. I think I need to nod off.
Luna yawns again. Then she falls forwards, her body crumpling.
Luna!
Mina, who was the closest to Luna, dashes forwards and catches her before her body can hit the floor. Mina's arms wrap around her to better support her, and she pulls Luna's head against her chest. Gently she runs her fingers through Luna's hair and says,
Are you alright? Yeah. I'm much better now to hold you. You're very soft. I mean, I'm glad to hear it, but why are you so very fatigued? Did the Demon Queen do something to you? Did she hurt you? Oh, she did not hurt me. She would never. She's much too sweet. Sweet?
Mina's brow furrows.
What are you talking about? Yeah, what do you mean, Mina? I thought the Demon Queen was meant to be this wicked big bad who torched down villages just for fun. I wouldn't call that sweet myself. Those are just stories. Fiore only harms people who harm her first. A lot of lies and slander have been spoken about her. In actuality, she's rather kind. Nom 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 nom.
Luna sighs again, her eyelids falling shut.
But it would take a lot to get into. For now, you feel nice and warm, Mina. I feel like I could nod off right here. Nom 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 nom.
Luna nuzzles her head even more intimately against Mina's chest. Jealous. Her long, fair lashes falling shut. Don't tell me.
Did she just conk out on her feet? It sure looks like it. She's snoring. Luna?
Mina looks pretty flustered by all of this, because she's staring wide-eyed at the crown of Luna's fluffy head.
Hey, Luna, wake up! You cannot fall asleep here, not here! We're still in the middle of the Limco's threat hold! If she catches us, you will not be able to escape!
What did you not understand from what she just said?
Indeed.
Lilia, who has been rather quiet, now speaks up, her hands clasped together primly at her front. Alright, everything has been explained. Yeah, Lilia, you. So, yeah, the Demon Queen is only acting when someone crosses her. So I guess in a way by taking Luna, she assumes Luna is being kidnapped and therefore she will go berserk. That's how it's gonna be. And it's all Lilia's fault. What a bitch. Lilia, who has been rather quiet, now speaks up, her hands clasped together primly at the front.
Your reunion has been rather touching, but you cannot stand about here indefinitely. I believe I warned you to keep this short and to avoid unnecessary chatter.
Yeah, because everything would be really revealed.
If Milady were to catch you, it would certainly spell disaster.
No, not really true.
You need to wake up, Luna. Now is not the time for resting. Your companions have come to save you. Do you not wish to go with them?
No.
Do not let their sacrifices be in vain.
There is no sacrifices.
Huh?
Luna cracks her eyelids open sleepily, then she steps back from Mina. She rubs her eyes with the back of her arm, perhaps to wake herself up. When her eyes narrowed, she examines Lilia and says,
But Lilia, you should know that I don't want to leave here. I've told you enough times. Haven't you seen how happy Fiore and I are together? I can't abandon her. What are you talking about?
Mina frowns.
You'd not be abandoning her. She kidnapped you. Do not forget you are a victim here. Now that's funny. How can I be victim if I don't feel like I'm one? Well, I've been having quite a good time with Fiore as it happens. She's been very, very kind to me, like I said, and she's very good at dancing too. Dancing? Yeah, that's right. She was showing me how to waltz. I wasn't very good at it at first because I kept tripping over my own feet. I'm not the most coordinated of people. I might have a lot of magical abilities, but that doesn't improve person's dancing abilities, I'm afraid. I was awful at it. But Fiore didn't give up on me. She kept on coaching me, and she was so very gentle throughout it all, too. She told me that she could see promise in me, that she knew I had potential. She was so incredibly kind, it was almost enough to bring tears of gratitude to my eyes. I can't turn my back on her, not when she's been so good to me. You say that, but Fiore is a demon, right?
Oh my god, you shut up,
Indeed, she is, but why does it matter? Her being a demon does not mean that she is a bad person, far from it. I think Fiore is wonderful. Luna, please snap out of it. I know that you're a kind person, and you always try and see the best in everybody, but this is the demon queen we're talking about. She's a monster! She kidnapped you for her own nefarious purpose.
Oh, I think you are about to get slapped, but...
And Lilia says she means to use you to destroy the whole world! You need to wake up! You must open your eyes! Well...
Luna laughs loudly while pressing her index fingers together.
That might be somewhat tricky given I fall asleep so very often. You know, I'm not very good at staying awake, Mina. Not for long stretches of time. But I'm fully alert and self-aware when I say that I don't want to leave. I would much rather stay here with Fiore, who's been so very kind to me. Why would I turn my back on her when I care about her so much?
Yeah.
No, you... This... Huh? It cannot be... Huh? The Demon Queen must have addled you!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's right! I bet she cast some sort of weird spell on you! I wouldn't put it past her!
I wish someone casted a spell for you to shut up.
She's like exactly a sort of brigand who'd do such a thing!
Ah, Jesus.
No, she didn't. We simply... I don't want to hear it! I can't bear hearing a cute, sweet, innocent thing like you trying to make excuses for a monster like that!
Oh, shut the...
Can someone slap that? When I see her, I need to let her have it!
You're dead.
I'll make it of lower ground, but rude dead end that she ever dared to mess with a sweet, lovely girl like you!
Yeah. Please, you can't even destroy a slime. Come on.
You will do no such a thing. You cannot fight against me, lady. I've warned you about that already. If you try, you'll most assuredly fail. You are not strong enough.
Yeah, you weakling.
Huh, spoken like a true stooge. I'm sure you think that Liakos Fiores, your boss and all, but you've not seen me in action.
I have, and you suck.
The Scarlet Wield of Justice is nothing to scoff at.
You are everything to scoff at.
One blow from my halberd should be enough to send her flying.
Yeah. Sure. Keep dreaming.
Yeah, it will send you flying, you foolish girl. Milady's magic can now counter all melee blows. As you are, there's simply no way for you to harm her. You are much too weak. You take the priestess and go quickly, before Milady realizes what you are planning. That is the only way you will be able to rescue her. But I don't need to be rescued. I like it here. And I'm not saying that because I've been enchanted red adult, or whatever you might think. I'm being earnest. Isn't that right, Taki? Hey?
Scarlet looks at me questioningly, her head cooked.
Do you know something about this, Aki? I too would be interested to hear about this. Why is the priestess addressing you? That is right. What is going on? Well,
I quailed beneath the combined gazes of Luna, Mina, Scarlet, and Leah were all observing me expectantly, all waiting for my reply. The full brand of their stares is crushing me. What should I say? I opened my mouth, feeling awfully unsure of myself when...
I too am rather interested in what it means. Luna, what in the world is going on? And where are these strangers in my throne room?
I squeak in alarm, and I'm not the only one. Leah's face turns an interesting puke color, while Scarlet and Mina both start. They glance about trembling, and then...
Could that be? The Demon Queen.
Hello. I too like demon girls. Yeah, you know what? Aki best girl. 4. The Demon Queen, or the one I presume to be the Demon Queen, at least looks, between us, her arch expression one of supreme disdain. If this woman is the Demon Queen, and I'm not sure who else she would be, based on her haughty, impetuous tone, she doesn't quite look like how I picture her. What do you mean? I thought the Demon Queen would look taller, for one thing. Wow. And that she would be more imposing? I mean, I would say she gives a little bit of a vibe of being imposing, but... But this woman, who I think is the Demon Queen, doesn't quite measure up to my expectations.
What do you mean?
She's quite slender, actually. That's a good thing. And she's good looking too. Good thing. Her skin is smooth and devoid of blemishes. Her eyes bright like gems. Nice. Her hair is red and fiery, and she wears it tied back into 2 buns. Her outfit, meanwhile, is pretty stylish. Sure, it's mostly comprised of shades of black, but it suits her. She's wearing heavy-duty armor, and neither is she wearing a black tattered cloak. She looks almost like a fashion model, from her proportions to her face. Yeah? Dude. Would be nice if fashion models actually looked like that. Yeah. Because instead of that we have like coat hangers. Come on. If it wasn't for the horns that protrude from her head, just like Lilia's, she'd fit in well in my world as a celebrity. Don't do that to her. I can easily see people squealing all over her.
Oh, Fiore, you look as beautiful as always today. Every time I see you, you never fail to take my breath away. You really are wonderful.
Which explains Luna's reaction to her so-called captor. Fiore might have kidnapped her, but Luna doesn't seem all that upset. Something I can't. Now I've clapped eyes on Fiore. Really blame her for. Yeah? I don't think I'd mind being kidnapped by a woman like Fiore either. Yeah? She really is gorgeous.
Why, thank you.
The red-headed woman, who by now I'm sure is Fiore, who else would she be? Not smiling faintly as she digests this compliment. Her smile lasts only a brief moment, however, before she turns her narrow gaze back to myself, Mina, and Scarlet.
Really, Fa, what is this dreadful ruckus about? I leave my citadel for only a few hours to attend to some business, and when I return, everything is in shambles. Why are there the rats scuttling around in my throne room, uninvited, and why are you accompanying them, Lilia? Do not tell me.
Fiore's well-shaped nostrils. Yes, I did just call her nostrils well-shaped. So sue me! Please don't. Flare with obvious displeasure.
You did not invite these rats into my home, did you?
Lilia's face turned deadly pale when her mistress entered the throne room, but now it explodes into color at this inquiry. She looks down her feet, beet red, so flushed even the tips of her ears are burning. If she's trying to look unaffected, she's not doing a very good job at it. She couldn't make her guilt more obvious if she tried. In before she tries to weasel her out by some lie now. That she was forced or whatever. I think the only way she could make her involvement in this more obvious is if she was holding up a sign which read in bold letters, "I'm the one who let these rats into your home!" Speaking of which. Rats! Oh no! Shut up! Scarlet glowers.
What do you mean rats? You're not...
Who allowed her to open her mouth? Who?
I beg your pardon.
Mina cuts Scarlet off, her voice trembling with rage. I know that Mina has a short temper. I know it from experience. In fact, since myself and Scarlet have been on the receiving end of it a few times, but I don't think I've ever seen her explode quite like this. She's a cat girl, so she might be... Yeah. She stalks forward, her tail twitching, until she's toe-to-toe with the Demon Queen. Okay. Man. Gotta love wing cloud design of the female characters, for you know. Bless Wing Cloud for never having flat characters, by the way. The best kind of thing. Then, scowling at Fiore, she says,
Look down on us all you like, but we are not rats.
Fiore looks down at Mina, her expression unimpressed. She presses her lips together, seemingly not in the least bit cowed by Mina's fiery temper, and says in a cool voice,
I was just saying it how I saw it. But if you are not rats, then what are you? Well, I'm very glad you asked. This is Aki.
Okay. Mina gestures to me, her chest heaving from rage.
She's a kind, brave, noble girl who enlisted in my search to find Luna, for she never met Luna before this. She has no personal stake in this matter, but she agreed to put her life on the line to risk herself and her own welfare for the sake of doing this right thing. That makes her very just indeed, and a force to be reckoned with. This meanwhile is Scarlet.
Let's end it like that. There is nothing really to add. This time, Mina gestures to the orange-haired fox girl on our party. The self-proclaimed Scarlet Whirlwind of Justice. Ugh. Let's throw up at this nickname.
Like Naki, she has never met Luna, but she was determined to join us when she learned that so fair a maiden has been kidnapped. I wish she didn't. She's a bit brash and she sometimes speaks before considering the impact of her words, and by that I mean always. She can be clumsy and she annoys me a lot.
Same.
Hey, why are you being so down on me, huh?
Cause you deserve it.
That's really not fair after you said so many nice things about Taki. I'm sensing some distinct favoritism here.
Yes.
But she's a bit of a hard worker despite that, and nobody cares about protecting innocent lives that Scarlet does. Ugh. She's a wonderful adventurer, whose spirits are never dampened, and I consider myself honored to know her.
Honor? Really?
Oh, see, Scarlet, Mina is being pretty nice to you. I guess she is. Maybe I spoke too soon. I feel like I'm going to blush. And that's for myself.
Mina inhales, then tries to draw herself up to her full height, which isn't very high. She's quite a good deal shorter than Fiore. But she stares her down regardless, her eyes narrow with unmistakable fury.
I am Mina, and I'm graduated at the top of the class from the Royal University of Thaumaturgy. For many years, I was assigned the head bodyguard of the High Priestess Luna, the one that you have cruelly kidnapped. I'm not just Luna's bodyguard, however, I'm also her close friend. I'm concerned about her, which is an emotion that I doubt a demon such as herself has ever caused to feel.
Okay.
I care about Luna, and I have come here to retrieve her. It is my job to protect her from the likes of you.
No, don't cast! No! You're kidding me. What? Why? Mina takes a step back. She holds out her right hand, magical energy beginning to form up on her fingertips. Why are you doing this? Then in the voice which wavers with emotion, she cries,
And that's just what I intend to do!
Aki, stop her! Why are you doing this?
Here! Show her who's the boss, Mina! Don't let her overgrown but scare you!
Right. Come on, Mina, you don't stand a chance. Scarlet pulls out her halberd as she speaks, then points at Fiore, her eyes glittering madly.
If you all work together, I'm sure we can give her a good, proper ass kicking!
No, we can't.
Huh.
Fiore eyes Scarlet with that unamused, narrow-eyed gaze of hers, one hand resting upon her hip.
And how do you propose to stop me exactly? With my halberd, of course, and my ever-handy fighting spirit! I'll grind you down to dirt in no time! How cute!
Fiore scoffs, then shakes her head.
You can try to best me if you so desire, but it will be useless. You will not be able to leave as much as a scratch upon me. Ha! That's what you think, but you've clearly never faced off against the Scarlet Whirlwind of Justice before. Evidently I have not. This is the first time I have ever met you. But what is this about being Scarlet Whirlwind of Justice? Is the title you earned from years of hard work and toil? You do not look very nearly old enough to have such a lofty moniker. What about it?
Self-proclaimed. Scarlet paused for once, an uncharacteristic look of bashfulness capturing her face.
That might be the name that I gave myself. Yeah, did suspect as much. But I think it's well deserved.
No, it's not. It's not.
Well, you would think that if that is the title, you bequeath it unto yourself. No, it is! I'm very, very strong and I'm not alone either!
You're the only one who thinks that you are that, by the way.
I'm with Mina and Taki! Together the rest will destroy you, is that right?
Can I have an Can I say that we should not fight? God damn it!
I'm sure that whether I would go quite that far, but I will endeavor to do my best. I'm not going to let you steal Luna away from me. She's not being stolen! What do you not understand?
Dude! Luna herself is saying she's glad to be staying there. And she's like, no, I need to take you away! For fuck's sake!
I'm not so sure about this. Can't we all be friends?
Friends with a demon?! Unfortunately, she still has voice. That's Scarlet. Scarlet scoffs, her expression incredulous.
You spit out of your mind, Aki! I concur. You are not talking sense. Understand that we have had a long, arduous journey, but I fear it must have addled your mind. If you are prepared to take sight of the Demon Queen, then you are not worthy of ally of ours.
Alright.
What she said? Come on, Aki, we need to be united. We should face off against her together.
Can you two dumbasses use your brain?
No, please, you mustn't. I don't want any violence. I care about you a good deal, Mina, but I also care about Fiore. I don't want to see either of you getting hurt. My apologies, Luna.
Ooh, looks good. Fiore narrows her eyes, her countenance stony as magical energy begins to gather upon her palms.
But I believe negotiations have been broken down. It is apparent that these girls do not want peace. They only want instead to fight. Hell yeah, bring it on! Oh, shut the fuck up. Believe me, I shall.
Fiore, feel free to wipe the floor with them, I don't care.
I see, no need to unleash the full force of magic upon the likes of you, but you are leaving me with no choice. If you are brave enough to threaten me in my own home, then I shall respond in turn. I'm not going to let anybody take Luna away from me, even if Luna happens to be familiar with you. I do not want to upset Luna.
Fiore's well-defined nostrils. Yup, I'm still calling them that. And I don't think it's unfair either. She really does have a nice nostrils. Flare again.
But I know, based on what she has told me, that being parted from me would be devastating to her. You lie! Hardly. What would I gain from doing that? The fact of the matter is, Luna does not want to leave my side. She consented quite willingly when I descended upon her temple and meant to kidnap her. In fact, she positively begged me to rescue her. She was shut up in the temple for much too long.
Yeah?
The unchanging mundane nature of her existence was destroying her. She was languishing, just like an exotic flower plucked from its local clime and planted in the middle of an icy storm. She was suffering.
Fiore snarls.
Yet you never cared for all who claimed to be her friend. You ignored her wishes, you were complicit in keeping her a prisoner, and that will not let you return her to her old life of drudgery. I merely do thought of crossing me, yes. But more than that, I'm incensed on behalf of my partner, whom I love more than anything. I'm not going to let you rip my beloved Luna away from her newfound happiness. Beloved!
Mina echoes Fiore's words, her expression disbelieving. She grits her teeth together. Then in an obvious rage she cries.
Why of all the nerve? Kidnapping Luna is one thing, but pretending that you love her, that she loves you is a step too far.
What are you talking about? Who's pretending? Dude, if I was Aki, I would just literally just grab both Mina and the Scarlet windmill of idiocracy and just slam them to the floor.
You're delusional!
No.
You think that Luna would ever love you? Then you are grossly mistaken. If you think that Luna does not love me, then you clearly haven't been listening to her, you dumb boss. Did she herself not say that she was happy with me? Yes, indeed. I know this is hard to believe me now, but... No, I don't believe it! I will not believe it!
Dude, like, come on. Who's delusional here?
You cannot love her, Luna, just you cannot, no! And why can I not? Because she's an evil demon who wants to destroy the world!
And you are a stupid idiot. Stupid idiot.
Jesus Christ. The world.
Luna looks at Scarlet, her expression baffled.
I never heard anything about it. Are you sure you aren't mistaken, you dumbass? You're who is mistaken, Luna. Perhaps you have come to Fiore for why that might be. I cannot say, but that is only because you do not know what she's really like.
And you do? You've never met her!
She's a monster! No, she's not. You say that you know Fiore, Mina, but you have spent far less time with her than I have. You don't know her, the real her. You do not know anything. Silence!
You know what? I want neither of them. Can I, like, ditch both of them and join the Demon Queen? The Demon Queen's side seems so much better. Right? Am I the only one who would prefer to be on her side? Hey, Fiore, can I stay with you as well? It literally is a better side. Literally. Mina holds her own right hand aloft. Magical energy begins to gather about her outstretched fingers. There is quite a lot of magical energy too, so much so it's enough to make the fine hairs on the back of my neck stand up. It's probably nothing. The air around me ripples. My hair begins to flutter, caught in dense mana for that started to surround Mina. She really is taking this seriously. I don't think I've ever seen her look more determined. And delusional.
I'm not going to stand here and listen to defend the monster, Luna, not for a moment longer. Now let us see who truly the superior mage is. With pleasure.
It's Fiore. Fiore snarls, her own mana growing in mass and in density as she channels it.
For it is no competition, no really. The end result is already obvious. I know full well who will emerge the victor, and it will not be you, silly cat girl. Oh, for the love of...
Mina pulls a face. Then incensed she yells.
I'm a cat woman, not a cat girl!
Same thing.
I'm a grown adult, thank you very much, and I will soon put an end to your smug confidence. Me too! Huh. I would like to see the both of you try. Wait!
It looks like Fiore is going to fire a blast of dense power of magic energy in Mina's direction, but before she can, Luna dashes forward. She approaches Fiore, her arms outstretched.
No! Aw, cute.
Then her slender arms twine tightly about Fiore's middle, just as they did with me last night when I was dreaming. Luna presses her ample chest against the curve of Fiore's spine, her eyes squeezing shut, and cries,
Please, Fiore, I beg of you. You can't hurt me no matter what she said or done. She's my dear friend, I care about her too much. She's not acting like this because she's worried about me. Her actions are born from love, not malice. So please show her some mercy. What but Luna?
Dude, she's so cute. I want to join the Demon Queen's side. Can I? Cat girl, fox girl, whatever. This is the woman. Yeah. Fiore glanced at Luna from behind her shoulder, her expression quizzical, her eyes wide.
I can't show her mercy. I'm the Demon Queen, and she's questioning my abilities. If I were to draw back here and to show her forgiveness, she would think me weak. Everybody would think me weak. My reputation would be torn to shreds. I think reputation has already been torn to shreds, milady, after you've been doting on Luna so much. What?
Fiore glowers at Lilia, who muttered that mutinous remark under her breath.
What do you mean, Lilia? Oh, no, nothing, milady, no. That is what I thought.
Fiore harums, then looks back at Luna.
You're not seriously suggesting, are you, that I spare those wenches who had disrespected me so much? I'm not just suggesting, if you're demanding it. If you care about me as much as I claim to, then you would never lay a finger upon me now. I might love you now, but I would not be able to keep doing so if you were to hurt her. Luna.
This, at least, seems enough to finally get through to Fiore. The magical energy which was gathering her palms dissipates like a guttering flame. She blinks. When her expression bemused, she says,
Do you really care for that mangy cat as much as all that? I do, yeah. And Mina isn't mangy. She might not have a maid to tend to her as you do, but she's still quite well groomed despite that. She puts an adequate amount of attention to her appearance. When she remembers to get sleep and to eat 3 square meals a day, that is. I'm still not entirely convinced that she's been looking after herself properly, but I suppose that's what Scarlet and I care for.
Scarlet is literally the last person for that, but...
Babe, they've been taking good care of her.
Luna smiles, her arms still entwined around Fiore's waist.
So you shouldn't need me anymore, Mina. It should be fine if I stay here with Fiore. Would you let me do that? I don't...
Mina stares at Luna, her eyes wide, her shoulders trembling. Her expression is one of blood and disbelief, so much so I can't help but feel sorry for her. Meh. It's painfully apparent that Mina thought, by rescuing Luna, she was doing right by her. I know that she wants to help, but Luna doesn't want the help that Mina is trying to offer her. It's not even offering, she tries to force it. Mina is being rebuffed for all she cares about Luna, and the pain on her face couldn't be more palpable. Mina continues to hold her hand aloft, magic still swirling about her fingers. I wonder if she means to put her arm down. There is no reason after all for her to continue to fight, but...
I can't! I mean... Luna! Yes? I just...
Mina grits her teeth together. Then, still shaking her, she cries.
I cannot accept this! I have ventured so very far for your sake and sacrificed so much for you to reject me! I won't stand for it!
You dumbass. Magical energy continues to swirl about Mina's hand, around her outstretched fingers. Mina's mana continues to build and build until my whole body tingles from it. Her spell isn't lessening in its intensity, instead it is quite the opposite. It is only continuing to get stronger and even more potent. Can Mina no longer control herself? I mean, it's been a moment since she couldn't. I mean, come on. Luna certainly seems to think so, and so does Fiore because they both gasp.
Oh no. Mina's power is ramping up too much. If this continues, she won't be able to stop it. Yeah, that is what I feared. What a dumb boss.
Fiore clicks her tongue.
Well, this is the danger with inexperienced mages. She's powerful, but she hasn't lived nearly enough to harness her power. And everybody knows that mages' abilities are linked to their emotions. Your refusal to go with her must have given her such a nasty shock she's losing control. Well, I can see that. But what are we to do? If this keeps up, Mina will unleash so much magic she'll hurt herself.
Only herself, huh?
Forget her, she'll hurt us too. I'm unsure if even I can guard against an attack like that. Is Mina really that strong?
Unlike you.
Well, she was able to summon me from another world. I think she's quite powerful. What?
Fiore looks at me sharply, her eyes wide.
You are from another world? That's right. I come from Tokyo, which is in Japan, which is...
My voice trails off as I watch Mina, taking the sheer amount of magical energy which continues to struggle around her, just like lightning.
Well, I guess that doesn't really matter right now. We need to try and stop Mina. We do indeed, but goodness, she is powerful. After nothing but a jumped up, self-important little girl who was playing pretend, but she's rather impressive. But not even I have been able to summon people from other worlds. Not that I ever really cared to. If this situation were not so dire, I would outlaw her. But there is no time for that, I need to stop her. And how are you gonna do that exactly? You won't hurt her, will you? I do not want to, not knowing she is so dear to Luna. But I have no choice. If she cannot control her own magic, then I have no choice but to cut her down. No!
Luna cries out, aggrieved, in a voice louder than I've ever heard from her. Her eyes wild and her body shaking with obvious dread.
I wanted to do that, Fury! I love Mina too much to let you harm her! But if we don't stop her, then she will harm us. I know that, but...
Witness the priestess magic. Okay. Luna stepped forwards, her face full of determination, one of her hands raised.
I know how Mina's magic works. I have spent time with her for be familiar with it. I should be able to neutralize the worst of it. If anybody can call Mina down, it will be me. What but Luna?
Fiore stared at Luna's back, panic evident in her face and her voice. If I'd had any cause to doubt Fiore and Luna's relationship before, not that I did, I thought their feelings for one another were pretty apparent, and then all such doubts would have been swept away by now. I can tell, just by a cursory glance, how much Luna means to Fiore. She must adore her. Otherwise she wouldn't look so aghast.
If the full brunt of that spell hits you, it will hurt. You might be a talented mage, but not even you will be able to shrug that off. You'll be injured, perhaps grievously so. I can't stay back and let it happen. I care about you too much. I'm very sorry, Fiore.
Luna glanced over her shoulder at her lover, a small somber smile on her face.
But if it's a choice between myself or Mina, then I'll choose Mina. She has always been very good to me. She took care of me when I was languishing in the temple. Whenever I felt sad, she cheered me up. She's my dearest friend, just as you're my beloved partner, and I won't let you hurt her. But she was your jailer. She kept you a prisoner.
True, kind of.
Nah, she didn't. Mina was just following orders. She knew not how unhappy I was with my lot in life because I never told her.
Fair enough.
I did not tell anybody. I didn't want to be a burden. But if Mina had known, I'm sure she would have helped me. That is just the sort of person she is. Her issue is not that she doesn't care about people, it's that she cares too much. That's why her magic is going out of control at the moment.
I wouldn't say it's because she cares. Nah. Right now it's happening because of her selfishness. She has been literally told that you are, in love with Fiore. And she still can't accept that. Like, that's ridiculous behavior.
But I think I can withstand it. I might be the only person who can.
I feel like Aki might be able to as well.
Luna!
Mina chokes out Luna's name, her body still quivering under the brand of her own immense magical powers.
Move, please, I don't want to hurt you. Sorry, but I won't. I'm going to protect the people I care about, even if I have to use my own body to do so. Which means I'm going to protect both you and Fiore. Luna, no, I can't hold back any longer. I don't want to hurt you, but... It is alright, Mina. Let it all out. You have bad habit of keeping your feelings to yourself.
So Luna has noticed that about Mina, has she? I guess it's not so surprising. Luna has known Mina for a lot longer than I have, and I figured out Mina was emotionally constipated only a few minutes after our paths crossed, yeah?
So now you should let yourself be honest. I understand that you must be feeling a lot of grief and a lot of pain. And a lot of confusion too. You're suffering and it's all my fault.
It's not your fault.
I'm the one who upset you, not Fiore. So it's alright if you want to pour all of your feelings onto me. I'll accept them all. I mean...
Luna smiled gently, her face shining.
What are friends for? Luna, I don't...
Mina cries out, her magical energy surrounding her in a thick, dense cloud, one so heavy the throne room seems to shake. Then she unleashes it. Mina's magical energy explodes from her slender body, coursing through the air, powerful enough to disintegrate everything it touches. Oh no, she will break the castle, damn it! The floor of the throne room is burned black in the wake of Mina's destructive magic. The distinct smell of burning hangs in the air, one which makes me think of Korean barbecue. Okay. But Luna does not falter. She continues to stand there, short and slight, for her right hand extended to better suppress the intense wave of Mina's magical power. She absorbs it as best as she can, but I'm not sure if she can withstand it. I don't know much about magic, but even I can tell Mina unleashed an absolutely devastating blow. Mina's magic eventually expands itself, sizzling into non-existence. But Luna is looking decidedly worse for wear. Her body totters as she is struggling to support herself. She inhales deeply, her chest rising and falling beneath her gown. With baleful eyes, she looks at Mina. I think that nobody realizes how pissed the Demon Queen will be if something will happen to Luna over here. Right now, like literally, I would not be surprised if she would go on a berserk mode, basically. Then in a quiet voice she says,
I hope that was enough to satisfy you, Mina. I know I've done a lot of things to upset you, but I hope you were able to vent your feelings. I understand how hurt you must be about all of this, and I must apologize for ignoring your efforts to help me. I hope you don't think too poorly of me because of this. And I want you to know, no matter who I pledge my heart to, you'll always be my most dear friend.
Luna continues to stutter, uneasy on her feet. Her eyelids flutter. And then...
Luna! Crap, this isn't good! No!
She falls forwards. Her body slumps like a marionette's with cut strings, devoid of the energy required to keep herself righted. She looks utterly exhausted. I feel anxious for her myself, and I'm nowhere near as close to Luna as Mina is. I can hardly imagine how fearful she must feel, but then again, I don't need to. I can tell, based on the stricken look on Mina's face, exactly how she must be feeling.
Oh gosh, Luna, please!
Mina dashes forwards, perhaps meaning to catch Luna in her arms before she can collapse, but...
Luna!
Fiore is faster than she is, obviously. Fiore appears at Luna's side in an instant, as if by magic. Then, dropping down to her knees, she takes Luna into her lap and says, her eyes anxious,
Are you alright? Oh, yeah.
Luna looks up at Fiore, seemingly only a little dazed and disoriented at a large, close-range blast of magic that she took.
Ooh, Mina's magic is indeed very powerful. But I know her well enough that I know how to guard against it. Kick. She was kind enough to give me ample time to prepare a shield, which helped mitigate the worst of its effects. For I do feel somewhat weary, hehe. I'm not surprised. I don't like to praise card girl mages, but that was an awfully dense concentration mana she shot at you. The dumbass. If you weren't so familiar with the make-up for the magic, I'm afraid that could be fatal. Could have been!
Luna smiles and gives Fiore's hand a squeeze. It almost looks like she's trying to console Fiore, even though she's the one lying on the ground, felled by Mina's insanely powerful magic.
But as you can see, it was not. I'm still in one piece, and I'm still breathing. Barely. You're trying to put on a tough front, but I can tell you had to use a lot of your own mana to fend off that attack. It's a wonder you can still open your eyes, and I'm afraid you are too weak to stand. That spell really has harmed you. Oh!
Luna smiles softly.
Can you tell? Of course I can tell! I know you're trying to downplay the severity of the attack to stop me from worrying, but you aren't as clever as you might think you are. As the Demon Queen, I know a thing or two about magic. And I know that not even I would be able to take on a tank like that unscathed.
Nah, you would manage. I can tell myself.
But you can still talk to me, it's a miracle. Well, I've been told that many times before. People always telling me in the temple that my powers were miraculous. I can make the impossible possible, you know. So you shouldn't be so surprised. It's all in the day's work for me. You're trying too hard. Please spare your strength. I'm glad that you're right, but you are not unharmed. Let me try and soothe your wounds. Oh,
Luna blinks, as do I, as Fiore presses her palms against her side. A gentle light, quite unlike the energy which Mina unleashed earlier, begins to exude from Fiore's hand, soft and understated. I don't know very much about magic, but this doesn't seem like a spell cast with the intent to cause pain. Well, obviously, it looks instead like
healing magic.
Mina frowns.
I did not think that demons were capable of such spells, let alone the Demon Queen. Well, you thought wrong. We demons are not senseless brutes that you think we are. We do more than when our friends and fellow demons are injured. Of course we would want to teach ourselves healing magic. We have our own branch of it. Lilia is particularly skilled in the art.
I thought she couldn't use magic.
That's right! Lilia is good at healing cuts and bruises. But you've always been a little bit clumsy when it comes to healing magic, haven't you, my dear Fiore? Well...
The Demon Queen glanced to one side, blushing, while Scarlet snickers.
So there is magic that even a great Demon Queen can pull off, huh? Jesus Christ, man.
Why is she still here? Why nobody shut her mouth with a tape still? Dude, she's literally the worst character. We would be so much better without Scarlet.
I guess you're not all powerful after all.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm plenty powerful, you mangy fox. I'm more than powerful enough to make short work of you. I could turn you into foxgirl fritters if I wanted. But my attention is focused on Luna at the moment. You'll have to wait. Please, Fiore. I don't want to turn Scarlet or anybody else for that matter into fritters.
Why not? Why not? Scarlet? Yes, let's turn her into fritters, for heaven's sake. She's the biggest nuisance.
I don't want any more violence. Now that you clash with Mina has ended, can you see to it to make amends with one another? Sorry, but how can I? She hurt you. She didn't want me to fall. It was an accident.
Oh, it wasn't.
An accident brought about her by her carelessness. You could say that, I suppose. But
by the way, I mean, I say all of that, but then Aki is there, who's never said anything about that dream, right?
But I know Mina better than you do, Fiore, and I know that she would never really want to harm me. She has been my dutiful bodyguard for many years, and more than that, she's also my friend. I would trust her with my life. Which is why I was willing to compete between the pair of you, no matter how strong the mana she was concentrating was. I knew that she would never want to make serious attempt on my life, and I was right. You tempered your mana just before it was unleashed, is that not right?
Oh my god, now we are going into the complete bullshit in the story to make it seem nice and all.
I tried my best.
Mina glanced away, her face flushed.
I did not think that my best was good enough, I still hurt you. You hurt me less than you would have done, for I'm still alive, so there's no harm done. I'm glad we were able to settle things like this. And I'm glad to see how powerful you've become, Mina. You were always an exemplary mage, but your skills have continued to grow even stronger during the last few months. I was really fortunate having a mage such as you to defend me. You were the best guard I could have hoped for. But I'm stubborn ward, and I never want to be guarded. Huh?
Mina blinks, her expression one of confusion. So blatant it would be almost funny if this situation wasn't so serious.
What are you talking about, Luna? I had to guard you? No, you still are the High Priestess. You were the most important person in the Temple of Renata. Everybody was worried what would happen if you fell into the wrong hands with how potent your powers are, and you had to be protected. It was for your own good and for the good of Anthem too, and yeah, I'm aware of that. I was told that all of my life, ever since I was a young girl. I was born in a temple from one of the acolytes, and the other devotees to the goddess all told me the same thing. They said I had to stay there for the rest of my life, shut up inside because of my powers. They told me it was too dangerous for me to venture outside, that brigands and their duels would mean me harm. But that only made me even more interested in the world outside.
Understandable.
Up until Fiore kidnapped me, I'd never once been outside the temple's walls. The temple was all I knew for more than 20 years.
Wow. This literally was a prison.
It was all very stifling. I was never to feel the wind against my cheek or on my hair. I never saw the daylight except through the windows. When I wanted to count the stars, I could only do so through a pane of glass. That was no way to live. Surely you can see how claustrophobic that was. Well...
Mina takes a step back, her expression uncertain.
I can understand why that might have upset you. But the other priestesses were right. Your powers are very potent. It would have been a huge disaster if anybody had sought to exploit you. Keeping you sideways.
Isn't that what they do in that temple for? I mean, I would say they are the one exploiting her. What the hell?
Keeping you inside was the best option.
Luna curls her lip, and for a few moments something which looks like a genuine distaste crosses her pretty face. I've known Luna for all that long, but I get the feeling it's unusual for her to make expressions like this. Mina has known Luna for much longer than I have, and she seems to agree because her brow furrows.
Do you not think that it was the best option?
Of course not.
For the priestesses, yes. I know they liked knowing where I was at all hours, knowing I hadn't fallen into the wrong hands. But for me?
Luna frowns, then shakes her head.
No, I couldn't stand it. I didn't like it when I was a child, but I liked it even less when I grew older. I'd always wondered why I was never allowed to go outside and play, like the children in the stories I used to read. I always wondered why my life was so constrained, so regimented, so unusual. In the beginning, I tried not to think too much of it. I told myself that was just the way things were. I thought my lot in life was unchangeable, like the color of the sky or the grass. The priestesses were all very kind to me. At least, they took care of me as if I was their own child. It was like I had one big family. I was happy inside the temple, but I didn't last. As I grew older, and some of the priestesses who looked after me when I was young left, I began to wonder. I wondered why they could live when I couldn't. Then I started to envy them. Things got even more complicated when my duties as the head priestess began. I was only 10 years old when I was asked to conduct ceremonies for beliefs in the goddess Renata and the divine people's futures. I had to see devotees every day of the week, to dispense with blessings and to give prophecies. I had scarcely any time to myself.
Yeah. Torture.
I was still a child, but I never had a real childhood. Since then, I'd spent all of my days shut up inside the dim, dusty temple, which smelled of incense.
Smelled is a nice way to put it, I guess. Dude, incense? It's terrible.
And all of a sudden, I didn't have time to hide away in my room and read my books anymore. I had to help people all the time, and while I don't mind helping people, it took its toll. It felt like a lot of responsibility. If the prophecies I gave people were positive, they would praise my name, and they would kiss my hand, and they would throw coins at my feet. If they were negative, they cursed my name and told me I was an unlucky omen, that my abilities were unnatural.
Yeah. That's what they do, huh?
I wanted to tell them that it was my fault. I wasn't deciding their fates. I was just observing them, but it made no difference. I was told my abilities would bring people happiness, but I think they just sowed the seeds of discord even further. I was isolated from absolutely everybody and treated differently because of my powers, either as a saint or as some sort of devil. Nobody regarded me as what I really was for, an ordinary girl. I didn't have any proper friends a girl my age should have. It was all incredibly lonely. Luna!
Mina looks at Luna, her brow furrowed. She clasps her hands at her front, her expression imploring as she says,
I had no idea you felt that way. Every time I asked you how you were, you always responded with a smile. You said that you were happy. Yeah, well, I don't want to make anybody worry about me. Least of all you. You'd always take care of me, Mina, so I would felt guilty. I didn't want anybody to fuss about me. But I was your friend, Luna. At least I thought I was. I would not have minded worrying about you. I cared about you. I still do. That is why I expended so much effort into coming here. Yeah, I know. You work really hard, blah, blah, blah. But I'm afraid I can't appreciate it. After all.
Luna glanced up at Fiore, who was still holding her close, her eyes half-lidded, and a soft flush daubing her cheeks.
I didn't mind when Fiore kidnapped me. In fact, I welcomed it. She took me away from the monotonous misery of my old life. She helped me escape. I was so happy that I was finally free. And I could, for the very first time in my life, feel the sunlight on my face and the wind through my hair. That mattered more to me than anything else. When does it mean all of the time I spent trying to find you? The magic I turned to in order to summon Aki here. All of the effort I poured into the single moment right here. It was all for nothing. No, I wouldn't say that.
Luna speaks after a brief pause. She rises to her feet with some aid from Fiore, then examines Mina, one hand resting upon her chest. Whose chest?
I'm very glad to see you again, Mina. I did miss you a lot. You have always been dear to me, no matter how I might have felt when I was leaving at the temple. You really were my best friend. That was never a lie. But you didn't want to come back with me.
Why would she return to a prison? Think! Use your brain! There is a brief silence. Luna surveys Mina somberly, her lips pursed. The quiet is all so consuming you could hear a pin drop. Luna swallows. Then she shakes her head.
No, I'm sorry. I see.
Mina inhales, her fingers curling at her sides. Then her eyes narrowed. She looks at Fiore.
That is difficult to hear. But if it is what you truly wish, I will not try to force you. I would be a poor friend if I took away your autonomy like that. Especially when you have been told what to do by other people your whole life. But tell me.
Mina looks at Fiore, her expression challenging, her resolve unwavering despite staring down the Demon Queen.
Why did you kidnap Luna? She might regard your actions as a blessing, but I cannot believe that you spirited her away for her own sake. Well, why you did not know how Luna had been feeling before you kidnapped her? You had never even spoken to her. I refuse to believe your motives were altruistic. What did you want from her?
Fiore hums, her arms crossed. She frowns, her eyes narrowed, and says,
I have no need to tell you that you're just a cat girl after all. What is a cat woman to you? Girl or woman, it makes little difference to me. You're still a child when compared to myself. I have lived much longer than a little mage like yourself could ever countenance. I have no real desire to answer your questions, especially when you hurt Luna. But as Luna seems to forgive you, I suppose I can also extend the olive branch. My feelings towards you are not fond, but I'm unsure enough that I can engage in dialogue with you.
What that's Luna. Fiore inhales, then coolly she says,
You'll be quite right in saying that my motives when I kidnapped Luna were selfish. I did not do it for her sake. I could not, for I had no idea of her suffering. Initially, I did want Luna by my side so I could make use of her powers of precognition. I was hoping to exploit her so that I might be able to conquer yet more of Anthem. My motives were banked on nothing but the desire to conquer. So you're up to no good after all, you demons really can be trusted.
Shut up!
But that was only the beginning. My motives were wholly selfish in the beginning, but after spending some time with Luna...
Fiore shifts, she looks down her feet. Is that just my imagination, or is that a blush spreading across her cheeks?
That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute, really. I realized that she was more than just a tool to be used for my own ends. Well, obviously, Luna is her own person, with her own thoughts and feelings. That should have been apparent from the start.
Okay, you're not the one to talk, okay? I think you've forgotten already, like, what happened 10 minutes ago. What you were trying to do here.
I agree. You don't deserve medal, you know. For less than Luna's not too late should go without saying.
And you should shut up!
Perhaps it does for you, but it is not for me. As a demon, I have always regarded the other races in Andem as potential threats.
True.
Demons have been persecuted for centuries. We are not trusted because of our long lifespans and because of our innate magical abilities. We have been hunted, hounded, and pushed almost to the brink of extinction to satiate your baseless paranoia.
True.
We've been treated so ill over the years, I cannot help but regard you sort as cattle. Cattle!
Yeah. Scarlet scolds.
What do you mean by that, huh? You're not trying to turn us into hamburgers, are you?
Why not?
I couldn't say that the thought has ever crossed my mind, no. I know there are stories that we demons practice cannibalism, but it's not something I have ever had much interest in. I do not think fox girl meat would taste very good.
Yeah?
It would be too much to gain me. Hey! I think I'd be pretty delicious, thank you very much!
No?
I'm very active, so my meat is probably nice and juicy tender too. You won't get finer fillet of a fox girl anywhere.
Why would you say that? Fiore blinks, her expression uncomprehending.
My apologies, but are you suggesting that you want me to eat you? No, not really, no. But it's a little offensive if you don't even want to try. I would have thought that would be a comfort. If you knew I did have taste for flesh, you would use that reason today against me even further, you dumb bass. I fear I cannot win with you. I do not understand you.
Nobody does. And everybody wants her to shut up. Don't worry, Fiore.
And I could not understand Luna either. She was always in such spirits even though I had kidnapped her. I thought that she would be afraid of what had occurred and that she would curse me for ripping her away from her old life. I was certain she would despise me. But instead I was thankful.
Softly, Mina smiles. Is she happy to see how much Fiore cares about Luna? Maybe some of her worst worries are being assuaged.
I was happy for everything you did for me, and I told you as much. Yeah, I recall it as if it were yesterday. I came to visit you in your chamber the night of your successful kidnap. I was preparing myself for a torrent of abuse that or cold stark fear. I was sure that you would revile me or else be repulsed. My expectations were very dim. So when I smiled at you and thanked you for helping me out of such a tight situation, you were pretty surprised. Indeed I was. You defied my expectations considerably in a way no other of your kind has ever done before. You were nothing like I imagined you would be. You were very gentle, sweet and cordial. And in the face of your unrelenting kindness, I could not help but become enamored by you. Nobody else had ever regarded me as you did before, after all. My servants all respect me, but I have always been too deferential. They see me as some sort of icon, as opposed to a woman who is capable of making mistakes.
That's a lot of pressure.
And the less said about the way the general must regard me, the better. They tend to be in agreement with the Scarlet, whatever her name is. But as a demon, I'm some sort of monster, and I deserve to suffer for my crimes of daring to exist. I too have suffered a good deal in my life, but I think you understood that. We might be different species, and we have had very different upbringings, but we were able to understand one another. That's right.
Luna nods sagely.
We've both been forced into roles owing to factors we can't control. Me because of my gift of prophecy, Fiore because of being born a demon. I've had people praising me ever since I was a young girl, while people have feared and reviled Fiore. Fiore? Did I say Fiore? Fiore! We both grew up alone and isolated, for different reasons. We aren't the same. But we are similar enough that we can understand one another.
Fiore gives Luna's head another stroke, running her fingers through her tress.
That is why I care for Luna so much, and why I believe she cares for me. After spending some time with her, I knew I could no longer use her powers for my own selfish gain. Then I would be no better than the people in the temple who had kept her captive. I wanted to rescue her from the life she had known, which had made her so miserable. And in truth, I had no real interest in continuing to conquer. I'm sure my subjects think that I'm getting soft in my old age, but so be it. The needless shedding of blood has ceased to hold my interest. I no longer want to hurt people. While it is true, we demons are still roundly disliked across Anthem, conquering more of your settlements will not change that. I would like to believe eventually we'll be able to coexist peacefully. But until that day comes, I want to remain in my citadel living alongside Luna. She makes me happy like nobody else, which is all I really want.
Oh, Fiore!
Luna exhales, her face flushed.
That's how I feel too. I don't care about the world beyond your citadel, or about conflicts between animal people and demons. Let them fight if they wish, it has nothing to do with me. I've sacrificed more than 2 decades of my life trying to make people happy. But now I think it's high time I let myself be a little selfish.
Yeah?
I want to be with you, and I don't care what anybody else thinks.
I see. I smile as I look Aki finally spoke something, let's go. I smile as I look between Fiore and Luna, both then standing together. Rift in smile, gentle smiles. Wait, rift in smile? Rift in sweet, gentle smiles.
It looks like you two care about one another a lot.
Well, I was a little worried when I heard you kidnapped Luna, but I guess everything really did work out for the best. It did indeed! I've never been happier. Is it enough to satisfy you, Mina? You're such a worrywart. I know you can't help but fuss over me. But this should make it apparent that I don't need you worrying you. I'm just fine.
I suppose so. I find it hard to keep you... hard to accept you could find so much happiness in the arms of a woman like this.
Mina casts a disparaging look at the demon queen, then frowns.
But if this is the form your happiness has taken, who am I to judge? I do not want to question you, Luna, not when you have finally found a degree of joy for yourself. But I'm curious. What about...
We thought you were planning to use Luna to take over the world, isn't it right?
It was right in the beginning.
She already explained.
But how could I do such a thing now? I love her far too much for that.
Oh, Fiore!
Luna says dreamily while clasping her cheeks with both hands.
When you say things like that, it makes me fall in love with you even more. Which is quite impressive given I love you so much already. You're the best demon queen a girl could hope to kidnap by.
I mean, as far as I know, I'm the only demon queen who's ever kidnapped you. Unless you're hiding something from me.
Would I ever?
Luna titters.
You should know full well that this is an impossibility. I would never want to deceive you. I love you.
And you. My life was barren before I met you. I subjugated others simply to satisfy the aching emptiness deep within me. But I no longer need to do that. You are more than enough to sustain my heart.
Nice.
Oh, Fiore.
My beloved Luna.
Fiore and Luna look into one another's eyes, their fingers entwined. They are so lost in their own little world, I feel almost bad interrupting. It's clear at a glance that they are crazy about one another. They're looking at one another the way I imagine I look at Mina, with boundless, endless affection. Part of me wants to adapt Fiore's story, but it's a little tricky when she's acting in such a convincing way. There is no way she's lying about this. That makes this even more confusing, however. I'm convinced that Fiore wants nothing more than to settle down and live a quiet life, but Lilia didn't say anything about that. In fact, it was quite the opposite. It's almost enough to make me wonder...
Hey, Lilia.
I glance over at Fiore's maid, who, as I expected, gives a startled squeak. Her face starting to look awfully red, guilty, so in fact... I wonder why that might be. Well, I have one or two theories.
So you told us Fiore was planning to destroy the whole world. You were adamantic about it, in fact. I thought given you are Fiore's mate that you'd be privy to all her schemes. I thought you were a trustworthy source, so I accepted what you said without a question. But were you actually lying to us?
Yeah, that is weird. Why tell us Fiore was this big bad when she just wanted to be all lovey-dovey with Luna here? I can't believe I'm saying this about the demon, but it doesn't sound like she did anything wrong.
I'll have to argue with that statement, I'm afraid. Miss Fiore certainly did do something wrong. Kidnapping is still a grave crime, particularly when it comes to a woman as revered as Priestess Luna. As at the Temple of Renata, we're all scrambling at our times to locate her. We're terrified of the implications, and I do not believe Miss Fiore's motives initially were pure. I don't think she did mean to use the... I don't think she did mean to use the priestess to bring harm upon Anthem. It seems a minor detail really, but she later changed her mind. However...
Mina's eyes narrow.
The fact remains that Miss Fiore did change her mind. She has stated that clearly and Luna has confirmed it. I'm not necessarily inclined to believe the words of a demon queen. She's not the most trustworthy of sources, but I do believe Luna. I know that she would never tell any falsehoods. Her heart is much too pure for it. She's kind, good-natured, well-intentioned girl who wants only the best for others. That being the case...
Mina rounds on Lilia, who's shaking at this point practically from tip to toe.
Why tell us that your own mistress had wicked designs upon the rest of Anthem? You made us rush here, fearful what might happen, but our haste was in vain. It seems that Miss Fiore was not plotting anything.
I quite concur. Why did you bring these so-called adventurers?
I don't fail to note how Fiore's lip curls when she says our title. I don't think she holds us in very high esteem. Not that I blame her. The magical energy she's exuding simply by standing there is intense.
To my citadel, Lilia?
Why, it is almost as if you wish to cause me problems.
That is...
What?
Why did you feed us a tissue of lies?
What were you hoping to gain by betraying your own mistress?
Hey, that's a good point. Why did you turn traitor on Fiore here? I don't understand if she was planning all of the wicked stuff you told us about, but that's obviously not the case. She's in awe.
Mina shoots Scarlet a glare and she backtracks.
I mean, she's not wholly innocent, but she's not the cackling overlord you made her out to be. You're spreading some pretty nasty rumors about her. That's not nice. Not when you're supposed to be her mate.
It seems rather unprofessional. With a friend like that, who needs enemies? Far be it from me to agree with a cat-eared mage, but I'm beginning to feel much the same myself. The same way myself. What were you hoping to gain from all of this? Did you simply wish to discredit me, or was there another motivation behind your, frankly, rather baffling actions?
Mama. I just... It's hard to explain.
Try me. I would rather a poor explanation than no explanation whatsoever. I believe that I am old, at least that much. Unless you do not respect me enough to grant me even that small grace.
No, milady, no, not at all. Naturally, I respect you, of course, I respect you a lot, but... More than that
Lilia swallows. She looks down at her feet, her eyes shimmering with what I think must be unshed tears. She presses both hands upon her chest, her fingers interlaced. Then in a quiet voice she says,
I love you, milady.
Oh?
Fiore blinks. She mustn't have been expecting this confession, and to be honest, neither was I, because her brow furrows. A moment passes, a moment during which nobody speaks. There is no sound at all, save for Lilia's labored breathing as she tries to stop herself from sobbing. Fiore's expression softens. Then quietly she says,
I don't understand. If you love me, as you say you do, then why did you lead these adventurers to my home? Why did you try to aid them in kidnapping Luna?
kidnapping for a kidnapper, kind of.
If you know how much I care for her, and I know you do, I told you of my feelings for Luna numerous times, then you would know how much such actions would hurt me. Why would you seek to betray me like that?
Those are all good questions, milady. But unfortunately I don't have any good answers for you, not any which would satisfy you. All I can tell you, regrettably, is that I was acting for purely selfish motivations. I was thinking only of myself, and I tried not to imagine how you would feel about all of this. If I had, it would have been too painful. I wouldn't have been able to carry on, and I've been struggling to carry on for long enough as it is. You see...
Lila clasps a hand to her chest. Above her heart, which I'm sure must be beating frantically. With wide, frenzied eyes, she stares at Fiore, her mistress, whom she claims to adore, and says,
I've loved you, milady, ever since you rescued me from my mold master. I loved you the moment I laid eyes on you for many, many years. But I feared we could never be together. We were too dissimilar. You were my lady, the great, powerful demon queen, and I was nothing but a mere slip of a girl, a drudge that you rescued. I was eternally grateful when you made me your mate, because it meant I could spend more time with you. But that served to put an even bigger barrier between us. It seemed unthinkable to me that you would ever return my feelings when I was your lovely servant, so I tried to repress them. I never once confided in you, for fear it would turn you against me, that it would make you despise me. I didn't want to give you any reason to fire me, not when I had to come to care for you so very much. I told myself, if only I could remain by your side, then that was enough to make me happy. You didn't need to return my feelings. I thought that would be enough. Until she came here.
She?
Fiore frowns.
By that do you mean Luna?
Yeah, that's right. I saw you fall in love with her during about a sand week. For you had known me for years already.
I mean... And? That means she's never fallen in love with you, that's...
I saw the way you fussed over her. I saw the way you spoke to her. I saw how anxious you were to make a good expression of her. How your mood softened whenever I spoke of her. I saw how much you favored her, how much you adored her. And it destroyed me inside. I was so jealous I couldn't stand it. It hurt so much, seeing you fawn over Luna, that I could no longer bear to be around you. I knew I couldn't leave your side, for not when I adored you so much. I couldn't make myself to quit. So instead I tried to split you and Luna up. I was certain that adventurers would begin sniffling around for Luna eventually, so I decided to lend them a hand. I knew I was being sneaky, going behind your back like that, but I told myself that it was for the greater good.
For your good.
I told myself I was just setting things right, returning Luna to where she belonged. I just wanted things to go back to the way they were before, you and me living together in relative peace and comfort. But I was a fool. I should have known that by inviting outsiders into your glorious citadel it would result in chaos. As much as I began to resent Luna, I never really blamed her for what happened, and never wanted her to get hurt either. I never wanted any of this to happen.
Lilia smiles wanly, her hand still resting against her chest, her shoulders shaking.
But it's probably hard to believe that now when I've caused so many problems. It's all my fault that your citadel was infiltrated, and it's my fault your beloved Luna was hurt. I caused you no end of my problems by skulking around as I did, much more so than a lowly maid ever should. My behavior has been inexcusable, and I'm very sorry for causing so many problems. I hope that you can forgive me, but I will not beg for it, and I will not expect it either. After everything I did, I don't think I deserve it. You're the most important person in the world, milady, and how did I repay you? I tried to separate you from the woman that you love, and I never once told you how I felt. I really am a coward.
Lilia's eyes were damp through her little speech, but now they begin to moisten in earnest. Her lashes disturb her tears, which trickle down her face, oozing against her skin like condensation. She's crying so much her face is already beginning to look blotchy. Her shoulders, meanwhile, are shaking badly, as if she might fall apart at any moment. She looks so small and slender, especially in comparison to Fiore, who's very tall. It's hard for me not to feel sorry for her. She might have caused no end of problems, yes, but I think she's being sincere when she says she did it out of love. She really must adore Fiore. And I think Fiore can see that too, because she frowns.
Ah, Lilia.
Fiore steps forwards. Then she takes hold of her slender shoulders and says,
You're such a fool, do you know that? You've done so many ludicrous things, all supposedly for the sake of our relationship. But in actuality your actions have accomplished nothing, save pushing me away from you. I really cannot condone your behavior. I would take offense if any of my servants went behind my back as you have, particularly when that servant is as close to me as you are. Why you felt could not talk to me about this is a mystery. You have caused me a great deal of problems. I hope that you feel suitably guilty about your actions, Lilia. Do you regret what you've done?
Of course! I know it might not seem like, but I really didn't want anybody getting hurt. I was just scared myself. I suppose I did some unwise things. I know I should have talked about things with you, but milady, but I was so anxious.
Anxious?
Fiore frowns, then brushes a few of Lilia's stray tears away with her index finger.
What were you anxious about?
It's hard to explain that. I feel like it doesn't make much more sense. I'm afraid I will sound foolish if I say this, but I'm afraid you might judge me.
Why would I judge you? You and I have been close for decades. If I meant to judge you, I would have done so long ago. That I've been with you, that I've been close to you for so many years should suggest that I have no intention to look down upon you. Should it not?
Yeah, it does. I know that logically, but...
Lilia inhales sharply, even more tears bedding upon her eyes, hot and wet. She quakes, her fingers tensing into fists at her sides, and then says,
I was just... worried. I suppose that if you knew how I felt, you would take against me. I didn't want you to be angry with me, and I didn't know how to praise my feelings without sounding horribly petty either. Maybe that should have made me realize that my feelings were petty. I was being very foolish. I know the way I acted was inexcusable, but... I really am sorry, milady. If you hate me now, then I would understand it. You would be well within your rights to despise me. If you want to turn this foolish maid away, who made such a noise as for herself, then you can. You need only say a word. We might have been close once, but I'm sure that will change now. I don't deserve your boundless kindness or compassion, and I definitely deserve you. I should be cast aside instead, so you can be with Luna. Is that what you want?
Lilia.
Fiore frowns. Gently, she traces Lilia's tear-stained cheek with one hand. Then in a quiet voice she says,
Is that what you think I want?
Well, isn't it? You do love Luna, don't you?
Indeed I do. I care about Luna a good deal, more than I ever thought I would, but she has become incredibly precious to me despite my expectations. But there is something you are failing to account for, Lilia.
There is!
Indeed, you see.
Fiore smiles. Then, without warning, she pulls Lilia's unresisting body against hers in a tight embrace. Lilia squeaks in alarm as her mistress holds her close, her eyes widen to almost comic proportions, while the tears which had bedded upon her lower lashes tremble.
Milady?
Lilia glances at Fiore from beneath her eyelashes, her cheeks lightly flushed.
Forgive me for my continued foolishness, but what are you doing? What do you think I'm doing, you silly thing?
Fiore smiles amusedly as she holds her mate, her fingers resting against the small of Lilia's back.
I'm trying to console you. What? But why? What? Everything I've done, I hardly deserve it. I've been almost ruined everything. You did indeed. You've caused me no shortage of hardship. Then that's all the more reason to punish me, surely. You should punish me. You should. But for all of the ill you've caused, and let us not delude ourselves, you've caused many problems. I do not hate you for it. I certainly do not wish to punish you. And as for punishment, I rather think that you have punished yourself enough. If you did not feel guilty about all you've done, you would not be crying so much. My sweet, silly Lilia. What?
Lilia gasped, her face flooding with surprise.
Milady, surely you don't mean to pardon me, do you? Not exactly. I'm not happy about what you've done. I'll not let the matter drop right here. But I'm not going to expel you from my citadel, and neither will I ask that you stop being my mate. If anything, I should be asking you to redouble your efforts as my servant. You ought to be working your fingers to the bone in penance for many, many mistakes. That is how you can make amends. You should serve me with your own vigor until your body buckles beneath the pressure of it all and your fingers start to tremble. I mean to work you even harder, Celia, to make up for your sins. So please don't suggest that I ought to oust you from my home. That is the exact opposite of what I want. What? Then, are you alright with me staying here? I'm more than simply alright with it. It is what I want. No, it is what I'm demanding. I have no desire to be parted from you. I love you after all, for all of your foolishness. You? Love me? Naturally. I'm embracing you now, am I not, despite all of your misdeeds? That would suggest to me that I have quite a degree of attachment towards you still. My fond feelings have yet to waver no matter what you might have done, or what you've attempted to do rather. Despite your best efforts, you were not successful in parting myself and Luna. Perhaps if this ragtag group of adventurers here,
Fiore casts a scornful glance in my direction as she says this,
had managed to steal away Luna, I would be less inclined to be forgiving. But as it is, Luna is still by my side, no harm has been truly done. If anything, these events have only served to prove just how strong my bond with Luna is. She has reaffirmed her feelings for me in the firmest manner possible. So I will reaffirm my feelings for you in turn, my silly Lilia. I love you a lot, and my feelings for Luna, no matter how strong they might be, cannot override that. I care about you more than you could ever know. And I don't intend for that to change.
Fiore strokes Lilia's cheek as she speaks. It can be a wholly pleasant sensation, given Lilia's face is still wet from her own tears, but Fiore doesn't look at all perturbed by this. Her expression, instead, when she beholds that still shaking Lilia, is one of compassion. Yes, that's right. The fearsome daring Queen Fiore, feared by everybody across Anthem, looks gentle, tender even. Her expression is one filled with a boundless kindness. And with the full brunt of her mistress's kindness affixed firmly upon her, Lilia can do nothing but blush. Even more tears swell in her eyes.
Milady! Oh, milady! You're too good to me! How can I ever repay you? You can repay me by continuing to be by my side. That is all I desire. Do you think you can manage that? Well, of course. That's what I want to. I want it more than anything in the world. Then there should be no problems.
Fiore laughs lightly, disturbing Lilia's bangs as she does. She gives the top of Lilia's head a pat, ruffling her hair with such fondness my own heart aches simply to behold it. Then, still smiling, she draws back. She looks away from the still sobbing Lilia, who's shaking, and turns her attention once more to us ragtag adventurers. That is to say, Scarlet, Mina, and me. Fiore surveys us thoughtfully for a few moments, in that detached sort of way people sometimes examine ants or earthworms. Her expression is curious, but not overly so. She couldn't make it more obvious that she considers us beneath her if she tried. Which might be fair, actually. I think as far as magic goes, we are beneath her. When stacked up against the Demon Queen, we're hopelessly outclassed. That should have been obvious, I guess, given Fiore's title is quite literally that of the Demon Queen. But I guess we're being a bit too optimistic. I don't think we'd ever be able to take her on in a magical skirmish, so it's probably a good thing that Fiore relents. Her gaze continues to flicker between us, one of her hands resting carelessly on her hip. Then in rather careless voice she says,
So, now that this confusion has hopefully been cleared up, I feel like I must extend the olive branch towards you girls. You would?
Fiore nods.
Well, my opinion of your self-proclaimed adventure is not particularly high. I cannot fault you for your actions. This time, at least. You were motivated out of concern over Luna, something which is eminently understandable. I too am very fond of her. If I thought that she was being mistreated, I would be incensed. Part of me even finds it touching that Luna is so very beloved and has such a good friend that you were willing to venture such a great distance to find her. It shows that you all possess great strength and great determination. I cannot fault you for bravery.
Fiore glances at Lilia, who's looking rather sorry for herself. Her hands clasped at her front and her eyes downturned.
And Lilia did make things worse. She gave you every reason to believe that I had kidnapped Luna for a nefarious scheme. And admittedly, that is why I kidnapped her in the beginning. I can hardly hold you accountable for believing the lies that my own mate told you. So I think I ought to bury the hatchet. If I'm to be the bigger woman, I'm certainly the taller one, then that is my job. Now, the hour is late and the woods around here are very dangerous at this time. Well, I would be within my rights to send you all on your way, on your merry ways. Well, as the ruler of this castle, that does not sound very polite. Luna would probably scold me for treating an old friend of hers such a poor manner. So, why do you not stay here for the night to rest and recuperate? My palace has more than enough spare rooms, and they are all well taken care of. I believe you should find everything quite satisfactory. How does that sound?
Hell yeah! That's amazing! I'd love to spend more time with you.
A reply is on the tip of my tongue when... Mina hums, as I feel certain she would. She doesn't look particularly happy about this suggestion, not that I'm surprised. She might have settled her differences with Fiore, but she's still the woman who kidnapped Luna. Mina must have some pretty complicated feelings about this whole thing. I can tell she's uncertain as for Scarlet.
Oh! I've always wanted to stay in a big fancy castle like this. It sounds like so much fun. I'd love to have a nice big room to myself and a nice big bed too. It'd be also nice to have maids waiting for me on me. I'd be living the dream.
Alright, for once, it's good that there is no tape around her mouth. Yeah.
Hey, I thought you didn't like demons.
Did I say that?
You might have mentioned it once or twice or 20 times. You're being too kind, Aki. She mentioned much more than that. You said that demons were a race of monsters devoid of any human feelings, that all they could do is hurt one another. It is baffling that you are so willing to change allegiances, all because you were offered offered bread and board for a night. Are your principles really that mutable?
Well, you know what they say! If you can't beat them, you might as well join them! And besides, I know I was wrong about the demons now. They aren't heartless after all. They can't be. Not when Fiore loves Luna so much. It looks like she's been treating her really well, by all accounts.
Yeah, I suppose that is true. I'd not imagine Luna would have put herself in harm's way for Fiore's sake if they did not have a connection. I had to admit that, but they really do look happy together.
Don't they just? I might not have the best opinion of demons, but I'm prepared to admit when I'm mistaken. I'm not like those old-timey adventurers, you know, from days gone by, who can't move past their prejudices. I might be stubborn, but I can admit I'm wrong when I'm wrong. Dulce taught me to be little less inflexible. And I'm hardly going to turn down an offer of free food. That would be madness, especially when we've been trekking through the woods for so long. I know about you, but I don't want to go back foraging for berries and sleeping on the dirt.
We're sleeping in a tent, actually.
It was close enough to the dirt. It wasn't very comfortable. And you do remember the time we pitched our tent on an ant's nest?
Oof. Oof. That's definitely not fun.
Please don't remind me.
Mina shudders.
I do not want to think about that.
Mina looks between Fiore, Luna and Lilia, then sighs.
Alright, very well. I suppose we can take you up on your very kind offer. If you do not mind letting us stay here for the night, we will be more than gratified to make use of your hospitality.
Yay!
Luna beams at this and claps her hands together.
I knew you'd say that, Mina. You always make the right choice in the end. Oh, I am looking forward to spending more time with you. Me and you and Fiore, I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. I just know it.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow because it's already... Jesus Christ, it's over 2 hours. Luckily enough, and well, I guess what I'm about to say might come as a little bit of a surprise, because I was complaining about that. In quite a few visual novels that that I've played some time ago and so on, right? I've had to spend quite a lot of time on, you know, tinkering with the sound while editing the video. Luckily enough, with, you know, over here, Sakura Isekai Adventure 3, luckily enough, I don't have to do much tinkering. At least one dev finally has managed to keep the in-game sound at considerably the same levels. Which, well, is a great thing, that's for sure. For me at least. Because it makes things easier for me. And in a way I can well edit a bit faster thanks to that. Well, with that being said, there is quite a few achievements left for me to get, and I do believe within the next video we'll be basically ending one of the routes. Yeah. Especially since the videos seem to be very lengthy now. So we'll do that, and the day after, I guess, we'll also approach another route. Because from what I can tell, there are 3 of them. Yes. The second one being the one with the annoying fox. Then again, at least thanks to... Sorry. At least thanks to her, we are not going to be sleeping outside after this encounter with the Demon Queen. But yeah, for now, let's end it. The continuation tomorrow, which... God damn it. Yesterday I was supposed to stream the girls' frontline pulls, and I haven't done that. I actually fell asleep quite easily. Tonight I might need to record overnight. We'll see. But I think you can expect tomorrow another episode, basically, where we finish off the first route. That's right. With that being said, as per usual, I'm gonna ask you to consider liking the video if you enjoyed, because maybe you did. Always appreciate it. And if you're new around, consider subscribing. If you like this game, well, feel free to browse the channel as well, because I literally played every Sakura game. So if you know all the titles of the games, you go to the main channel, search up the title, and you will find every single Sakura game on my channel. Yeah. If you are interested in just Isekai Adventure, in the description, the first and second game as well. Playlists there, and so on. Also link to the game in the description as always. The game is on Steam. Yeah. I think it's discounted right now, given the fact that it's just released. Yeah, there is like introductory discount, which is making it 25% off. Yeah. And that's all really I wanted to say. To be quite honest, I would not complain if we could stay in that Demon Queen castle forever. Seems like a nice place, not gonna lie. Alright, let's end it. I'm immediately jumping to editing this. And tomorrow, next video, which I'll have to record at night, I believe. Alright, I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye!